In the history of this channel, there's been no park that's more controversial that we've covered than Marineland. And now in 2024, a sale has finally gone through to this most controversial theme park possibly in the world. This year, even more controversially, they've opened at a much reduced rate than previous years. However, there are no rides and barely a few attractions. So we've come here at the end of the summer season to give one final look at a park that's had a very tumultuous history in the short years even of this channel. No real controversy today, just a late summer midday weekday at Marineland. Let's go inside and see how much has changed. So this won't be a comprehensive vlog like in the past because there is only a splash pad that's available for families to enjoy and a couple of marine life exhibits, and that's it from what I've been told. I've seen some interesting vlogs from here this season, however, where I don't know if officially, but some people have gotten access to Dragon Mountain among other attractions and sort of checked out the mechanics of them behind the scenes. So we'll see if we can maybe see some of that. It would be certainly nice to explore one of my favorite Aero classics up close, but we'll see. It's probably going to be a short one though. We'll see. It is a bit depressing seeing a park really at the very end of its life. 63 years, as the lady said at the gate, and as of next Monday, Marineland will be no more. There's a lot of unique experiences, including this lodge. I've never been in this room before, but it essentially is like some sort of executive VIP area. It is quite an empty space. It's very unusual. It really is astounding to think that this used to be one of the most popular theme parks in Canada, really amongst only two, and now 63 years into its history, it's all but a ghost town, including quite the many relics of the past. I would have loved to have gone into these VIP areas to see what that's all about. It looks like it's still kind of like a relic of the past, as in it hasn't really changed since the 70s when this theater was built. I believe it was the 70s. The last time that we were here, this area was a bit bustling. What was the children's area, and is still, however, obviously not accessible. Well, the rides are packed up, essentially winterized, and they haven't come out of that condition from last season. Most of the rides here are well preserved, however, so depending on who wants to take this space over, if they want to use it for the same purposes, it will be ready to go. Now for a little bit of morsel of news, as I couldn't help but ask, since it is less than a week away from the end of this park's life, what's coming, what's next? She seemed a little bit friendly about it, so she didn't disclose anything major, but just said that the rumors are that an amusement park is coming. So it definitely sounds like there are plans to reopen this area for a theme park or amusement park type of attraction. But what that will be, completely unknown, but she did re-emphasize the fact that Marineland will be no more as of this coming Monday. So as of Labor Day, it's done. So this is the last time I'll ever be on these grounds in this shape or form. But I'm definitely excited to see what comes. Most of the signage has been just hacked away. So where there used to be signs indicating various sections of the park, and really I always love the signage here, because even with the posts itself, that old country design that this park is somewhat known for, as per its former owner's homage to his homeland. Well, most of these signs are now gone. They were amongst the most refreshing aspect of this park, because they were very uniform in design and presentation, in a world where most theme parks are just you know, a mishmash of various colors and concepts. Marineland was one concept throughout, sparse as it may be. And here we have the only real attraction here at Marineland, Polar Splash. Now we're here at park opening, and there's a couple of kids already in there getting right to it before it gets maybe crowded later. I will admit there's a fair amount of people here despite the lack of attractions. And they were very thorough at the entrance to make sure that you knew that there was nothing else available other than really this to see. It's also really unfortunate they were never able to use this proper entrance for Polar Splash. It only actually was up and running, I think, the first week that this attraction opened, and ever since it's had that very weird sort of enclosure entrance, which I'm sure was not really intended. One thing that hasn't moved is the birds up at the top. I'm sure that's the same bird from ages ago. The rockwork is actually weathered pretty decent, considering the wear that it's clearly showing, but it actually looks somewhat natural. And then we're confronted with yet another do not enter. Time to say farewell to our beluga friends, as they will be moving on to hopefully bigger and better things as of next week. My relationship with this park has been relatively amicable over the years, so I don't really want to ruffle the feathers on really what is probably our last engagement here with the current staff in place. However, yeah, I'm resisting temptation basically to explore these areas that I know other vloggers have been a little bit more intrepid with, but I do plan on coming back here next year, so not gonna mess about there. It would be interesting to see what's going on in the background, to see if there's any changes, but it doesn't look so. It really just looks like a park that's awaiting its next phase of life. I'm excited to see what that is, but obviously I don't think it's going to be anything too major of a change, because you would probably see a significant amount of construction and preparation currently if that were the case. And there's just really nothing going on here. So yeah, it's a little bittersweet, but I'm sure satisfying for many that the park is now finally changing over into a new life. What is the fate of the animals? I'm not entirely sure. It certainly seems like they're gradually finding new homes and rehoming them. There was unfortunate controversy or a court case just recently where the park was fined a substantial amount for their treatment of the black bears in an enclosure that you can't see, but definitely check out the other vlogs. You can see it in those earlier ones. I endorse this change. I think it's about time. I think that this park has a substantial future behind it. 63 years is a long time. You're talking the oldest theme park surviving still in Canada, so unfortunately that will come to an end in only a week's time, and we'll see what curious future this place actually has. So curiously, you can see that in the abandoned Hungry Bear restaurant here, we have the Dragon's car, the flying carpet or magic carpet, just sitting in the commissary area. Really being preserved for use maybe later on.
There's nothing there. Oh, you want to see dolphins?
Yeah, I can see the dolphins there.
Oh, okay. Let's go see dolphins.
One of the park's better rides. Definitely hope to see it preserved. Just on the outskirts here of Waldorf Stadium for the last time. That's it. 63 years of Marineland. It's finally come to an end. Long after the somewhat infamous owner of this establishment, John Holler, is long past now. So we're very curious to see what the future is. And I'm sure it's going to be an interesting one, as the investors are still a mystery as far as who actually is taking this park over. But we're definitely going to be covering it on the channel in the near future, and including its next version of the park, which we look forward to coming back to, hopefully with Dragon Mountain still intact among some of our other favorite rides here, because this park did have some excellent flat rides back in the day, but unfortunately the future now for those is unknown. Well, despite what some may say about this park, there is actually a relatively good turnout for the sparse amount of attractions that they're offering today. Maybe it's just people being nostalgic and wanting to come one last time, as I have come, really to just explore this controversial park one more time. It's very curious to see what's going to happen next year. Yeah, it's a world of possibilities ahead of this park. We're talking 1,000 acres, one of the biggest theme parks as far as land is concerned in the world. So there's a treasure trove of opportunity, and let's just hope that it's taken in the right direction. I I will say it doesn't look like there's a big investor coming to this park next year. It looks like something more localized. It's not going to be Universal, it's not going to be SeaWorld, it's not going to be Disney. We would probably see signs of that soon, but who knows what the fall may hold. My prediction is that they want all the animals off of property before officially associating themselves with this parcel of land. But no matter what, it's always going to have a controversial aspect to it because of the nature of what Marineland was in the past to what it's going to be next. But that's it, guys. Thanks for joining me for the final vlog here at Marineland proper. It's been quite a journey over the last 5 years. 5 vlogs in total to explore on the channel in relation to this park and the history of it in its recent years. All right, guys. Thanks for dropping in.